Well, friends, long before she was a short lived host for Jeopardy or as Amy Farrah Fowler on The Big Bang Theory, Mayim Bialik was this chick right here in this show that premiered 35 years ago this year. And in my opinion, Nation, that's the show I'm going to talk about in this TV log right now. You guessed it, it's Blossom. This is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. I'm the Big D, and this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, this week's TV log, well, wouldn't be this week's, because I've got three big ones of TV logs to give you this week. First off, I'm going to give you a show I completely failed to do for its anniversary, which was over a month ago. But anyway, this is a show that I did not take the time to watch, even though I was soon to be 11 when this premiered. But I've got to say, after finally watching it after all these years, I realized I missed out on a good show. But now that I've seen it, I just know I can enjoy it and know that I can have a good time. Because, in my opinion, Nation, the sun is going to surely shine. Prepare yourselves, because today in this TV log, I bring to you Blossom. Blossom was a coming of age dramedy series originally produced by Touchstone Television through Buena Vista and Disney, along with Impact Zone Productions and with Thomas Productions. The show originally premiered on NBC on January 3rd, 1991, just a half a year after a pilot aired the previous year. Okay, Blossom was created by Don Rio, who had recent who had recently ran shows for was a writer for shows like MASH, Rhoda, and The Golden Girls. Considering this was actually produced by the same studio that gave us that, which was Touchstone Television, along with Thomas Productions, who also worked on other shows including Soap, Benson, It's a Living, and the Golden Girls spinoff Empty Nest. Rio would later go on to create the John Larroquette Show, My Wife and Kids, and The Ranch. The show starred Mayim Bialik as the titular character, Blossom Russo, a teenager who lived with her father and two elder brothers. Now, Impact Zone Productions was Rio's company who co-produced this. Anyway, Blossom is an Italian American teenager living with her single father, Nick, and in a male dominated household that includes her elder brothers, Tony and Joy. In the beginning of the series, it is revealed Blossom's family is adjusting in the wake of their mother, Maddie, leaving to pursue her own life and career. Nick is a session musician who is frequently between gigs and tours. Tony is a recovering alcoholic and drug addict who eventually goes on to become a paramedic. And middle sibling Joy is a stereotypical dumb jock known for exaggerated delivery of his catchphrase, "Whoa!" Blossom's best friend is Six. Yes, SIX. Lemire. Lemire. I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I'm sorry. Who also plays a significant part in her life. Six, and especially fast talker, is known for her tendency to ramble. Blossom would frequently have fantasy sequences wherein she would receive advice from celebrities such as Mr. T, Felicia Rashad, David Spade, Alf, Will Smith, and even, yeah, the man upstairs was just played by an actor. Yeah. Anyway, yes. I must admit, this is really something. Now, I never did catch Blossom, unfortunately. I should have though, because this would have been pretty good and what have you. But anyway, but years for many years I never did take the time to even watch this show. But however, a few years back I managed to watch just a little bit, and just more recently, like a couple of years ago, I managed to watch the actual series itself. So eventually, Blossom went on to become a fun show to watch. And I gotta say, after watching it, I really did enjoy it. And for what it had to offer, it was really something. Now, please stand by. Now, when it first came on, Blossom aired on Tuesday nights from its beginning, but when the 1991 to 92 season started, it aired on Mondays. But unfortunately, it aired at the same time another show came on that I kind of got into, and that was CBS's Major Dad. Yes. So thus meant I failed to catch the show. But anyway, I am going to say the show did pretty well when it premiered, though. Now, I will say that this was really, really something. Now, apparently, the show started as a pilot that aired on the NBC network on July 5th, 1990. And at the time Mayim Bialik filmed the pilot episode, she had recently worked on another sitcom project for the Fox network entitled Malloy. 4 weeks after the Blossom pilot aired, Fox commenced a 7 episode tryout run for Malloy, whose episodes had been filmed earlier a year prior in '89, but it was canceled for its low ratings, freeing Bialik to commit to Blossom, and which the ratings for the pilot special pleased NBC exclusives. And thus, the show became a mid season replacement. I gotta say, it really is something why we and really, really good. Now, of course, Blossom was, of course, well known for its intro and what have you. The pilot episode featured Bobby Brown's big hit "My Prerogative" in its pilot episode, which plays as Blossom dances in her bedroom. When the show went into the series, the same intro went on, but thus added its great theme song, which was Dr. John's My Opinionation, which, of course, I knew the words to. So it was used as the replacement theme, and the title sequence was reshot so that Bialik's dancing was more in sync with the newer song, which was perfectly fine. Now, for season 2, it was changed to clips of dance moves by the title catcher on film and in front of a pastel blue pink background. And our outfit changed in each dancing scene, and her dance moves ranged from belly dancing to voguing. Voguing. I'm sorry, voguing. Yeah, that's it. Anyway, for the third season, the dancing concept was expanded upon. The main cast members joined in. Anyway, but and would be used going into the fourth season. Unfortunately, for the fifth and final season, it dropped a full-fledged intro, instead simply displaying the tile logo over the watercolor effect to the opening notes of the theme. And during that, right about the time of that, NBC began running its credits in the squeeze screen format. Thus, cast and crew's credits were positioned at the beginning of each episode. Yeah. Anyway, now when the series was picked up as a regular series, Rio successfully convinced Brandon Tartikoff, NBC's programming chief, to allow the lead character to have the chic divorced musician father he had originally envisioned for the project. So, They eventually got their choice. Well, I'm about to reveal them for the as I give you the rest of the cast throughout this run, throughout the series. Now, aside from Mayim Bialik, the rest of the cast included Joy Lawrence, who had recently appeared in a recent hit series for NBC, which was Give Me a Break when he was a child actor. He had recently done commercials and also appeared on several other sitcoms, including Silver Spoons and many others. He played Joy, and let me tell you, this is what really made him an even bigger star. And he's really crazy at times, in my opinion. Next, playing Tony is Michael Stoyanov, who I've got to say, he's pretty good in his performance. Of course, before Blossom, he had appeared in an episode of Married with Children and also in an episode of another NBC show, which was Quantum Leap. After Blossom, he went on to appear on Beverly Hills 90210 in an episode and was a writer for the full series of the Dana Carvey show. And he's also gone to do numerous other shows and even done something very special, which I'll try to remember to get to that in a bit. Now, Six is played by Jenna von Oy, who later went on to star on the spin-off to Moesha, The Parkers, a few years later. Now, she was only credited as a recurring character in the end credits of the first season, but in the second season, she was added to the core group. Now, as for the patriarch of the Russo family, they picked Ted Wass, who had also appeared on Soap. He also appeared in Curse of the Pink Panther and Oh God, You Devil. But I've got to say, he's very good. He's done numerous works as well. And you can't go wrong with Joy Lawrence here. You know, he's done numerous works as well. There'll be lots of others added to the casting later on. Bernard Hughes played the maternal grandfather to Blossom and her brothers, Francis Richmond, or Buzz. He became a recurring guest in seasons 3 and 4. And then there's Blossom's on again, off again boyfriend, Vincent Bonatardi, or Vinny, played by David Lasher, who appeared in the third and fourth seasons. He was a guest in season 2 and 5. And then there's Tony's former on again, off again girlfriend, Rhonda Jo Applegate, played by Portia Dawson, who appeared in the third and fourth seasons. But there were many others appearing in the series. Now, amongst them included Madeline Russo, Nick's ex-wife, played by singer Melissa Manchester. There would also be Eileen Brennan as Agnes, Blossom's neighbor, who was seen during the show's first season. Mrs. Pearson, elderly paramedic who was paired up with Tony in an episode, played by the funny Phyllis Diller. But anywho, yeah. Now, actually, in the pilot episode for Blossom, the father Ted was played by Richard Masur, who most people would know him of One Day at a Time and lots of other movies and what have you. Well, our mother, Barbara, was played by Barry Youngfellow, who, of course, most people would know her as Jan from It's a Living. But anyway, yes. So apparently, and even Bill Bixby of TV's The Incredible Hulk fame became a frequent director on the series in its third season, although he continued for several episodes into the fourth despite his ongoing battle with prostate cancer. And on November 15th of 1993, shortly after learning that his illness was terminal, Bixby collapsed on the Blossom set and was hospitalized. And he died 6 days later. Yes. But anyway, Blossom did pretty well for NBC, But even after CBS canceled American Dad, no, I'm not American, but Major Dad, I just didn't get to watch Blossom much. Uh, NBC was kind of going a little downhill in ways. But anyway, not that I had anything against that, because I was actually more into ABC's TGIF and what have you. But even so, I absolutely loved Blossom. After finally streaming the series on Tubi, it had also been available to stream on Hulu, but currently it's available to stream on Apple TV, but it can also be found somewhere else. It had its first two seasons released on physical media by Shout Factory, but it's not been released anymore. Now, however, there is also a Blossom Fast channel that was just added to Prime Video last month, so you've got a good chance to watch that on there. The show also got aired in syndication and on the Hub pre-Discovery Family Channel. Let's see. It was unsuccessful when it was first syndicated. It did run for, but it only ran for 4 years in syndication just after the series was canceled. It also aired on WGN as well. Anyway, it got nominated for an Emmy and Young Stars Young Star Awards and a Humanitas Prize Award. I'm afraid it didn't win any. But anyway, Blossom was canceled on May 22nd after an overall total of 114 episodes were produced and aired. Still, I've got to say it's pretty good. This was heralded as for being one of the first rare primetime TV shows at the time to center on a teenage girl, the other being Nickelodeon's Clarissa Explains It All. And also received praise for addressing topics like family dysfunction, addiction, blah blah blah. You should know the rest. But anyway, I've got to say, it's just such a good show, and I'm glad I got to enjoy this. Years later, the cast of Blossom got to reunite with Mayim Bialik in an episode of her recent hit series on the Fox network called Call Me Kat. So anyway, Blossom is such a fun show and it's got great characters. There was a reboot in talk, but however, on August of last year, Bialik confirmed that the reboot would likely not proceed and that the door is closed. Well, that's fine. I'm cool with that. This is good as is. And Blossom aired immediately after The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, NBC's juggernaut of the 90s at the time. And well, the network cross promoted the shows on two occasions. Yeah, incredible, huh? Yeah, I bet. But anyway, Blossom is just a fun show, and I'm glad to finally have seen it. I've seen every episode, all seasons. Enough said. Now look at the characters. Here's a look at the Blossom logo with the cast, the five main five. So I'm sure if you've seen the show, you know who they are. Yep, we got six. We got Tony, and there's the patriarch, of course. And then, of course, there's Joy, and right in the middle is Blossom herself. Also, kind of at times, Blossom did kind of break the fourth wall, similar to what had recently been done in other shows like Clarissa Explains It All. But in the end, I found the show to be pretty good and what have you. So this is a show I would definitely recommend. Now, if you don't have Apple TV or another streaming service that has this, but if you have Prime Video, check out the Blossom Fast channel. It airs all episodes, and that's going to be pretty cool. So, what did you think of Blossom? Did you ever see this show when you were young or growing up? If so, tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you a special mini reviews vid on the films Eternity and Song Sung Blue. Now, also with the next TV logs, You will get Moesha next on Friday, and then you'll get Sister Sister on Saturday. Okay? Good. Enough said. Please stand by. So anyway, if you like this, you may want to check out some of these other shows that have youngsters in them or teens. Check out the TV log I did for the big hit of ABC's TGIF in Full House in the upper left hand corner. The upper right hand corner is a TV log I did on Clarissa Explains It All. Or if you'd like something else that does involve a dramedy but involves a guy, check out the TV log idea on Doogie Howser MD in the bottom left hand corner. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.